Our next performance is our very own $1 Million Man, Scotty Mac. I heard you doing an Al Green song in here. Do you want to tell us about that?
Sure, it's an interesting story. It's on the album Green is Blues. And as a street musician, I wanted to experiment with it out because it starts with the lyric, I find my way through the 5 o'clock rush hour. Now the actual composer is called Charles Kalmus. I Googled him and got his web address and his phone number. I happened to call it, and I talked with the composer of that song.
Oh, that's cool.
And I said, as a street musician, I'll do it justice. Because I was trying to look for the chords on AZ chords. I didn't have it. So I took dictation and got it. And Mr. Kalmus was very graceful talking to me. Yeah, maybe we'll meet someday. And it was just an interesting, you know, kind of experience for me.
Yeah, good choice. I love Al Green, so. All right, let's go to Priya interviewing Scott.
Everybody likes Scotty's music, hopefully. Scotty Mac at Scotty2 Tenor, T-E-N-O-R, at yahoo.com. I don't have the money right now, but it's in the bank. Help me to become $1 million man.
And so tell me, were the Beatles one of your musical influences?
Yeah, being of the age, growing up when all the Beatles were starting, Meet the Beatles and everything, as a songwriter, they were probably the first band of songwriters, and probably the first ones that started use recording, you know, devices, you know, pre-DVD days, tape and such, in Abbey Road. That, you know, being of that age, and I can remember at home with my friends, we used to take the pool sticks and pretend we were, you know, playing to the, you know, we put on the records and we would mouth the words. And we had this guy who was the youngest kid in the neighborhood, and we actually did a Pete Best thing, where he was at the drums, whatever he was sitting somewhere and pretending to play drums, and we were up front, the three of us with guitars, and we took them and throw them away and replaced them with someone else. So even as young as we were, about 7 or 8, we would do that kind of thing, knowing that Pete Best was the first drummer and Ringo came in afterwards. And of course, Ringo is the drummer for the Beatles, not so much Pete Best.
So what else are you going to be sharing with us today?
Well, there's a song that I want to do out, kind of bluesy, and it's a nice message. It's written, and well, it's actually sung by Al Green, an old album I picked up, and it's called One Woman. And basically, the song's about this man who's his love interest is divided between 2 women. He lives with one, but yet he goes to a coffee shop and meets another. So it's kind of like, you know, but as songs go. Well, okay, this is called One Woman.
All right, go for it.
I find my way through the 5 o'clock rush hour as daylight slowly leaves the sky. I open the door to that little bitty room that we call home. Yeah, her loving arms are there to greet me. Her tender lips are there to meet me at the end of the day. You know, it's always been that way. And then I find my way through the early morning traffic, but someone else is heavy on my mind. I open the door to our favorite little coffee shop, and this woman, she's right on time now. And you know what? Her loving arms are there to greet me. Her tender lips are there to meet me. And that's how I start my day. It's too bad it doesn't end that way. One One woman's making me cold, the other woman's making me too old. Ooh, I didn't mean to let it be so strong. I got to find out where I belong. So again, I find my way through the 5 o'clock rush hour. Again, daylight slowly leaves the sky. I open the door to that little bitty room that we call home. And again, there she is, and she's her loving arms are there to greet me. Her tender lips are there to meet me at the end of the day. You know, I've got to decide where I'm gonna stay.
So Scott, I heard you do comedy as well.
Yeah, I sometimes, especially when I go out to this as a street musician, sometimes I'll listen to some people and try to make up a little ditty about, you know, comedy songs and see what I can improvise.
Okay.
And mostly as a singer-songwriter, this is my strongest weakness, but yet I still try to do it to amuse people and such. So I'd say like we pick a subject or something like that, and or anything. If you wanted to do that, I'll try to just make up a little ditty right away and try to make funny lyrics. And it doesn't always work out that great, but as improvised, I do the best I can.
Sure, let's hear it.
You know what I'm going to do? Because this is kind of a song I wrote for someone on the T. And it's like an advertisement. In a way, even though it's not comedy, it was something written for someone there. And maybe I'll change the lyrics a little bit to make it funny. This is called Sahid Makes the Best Coffee. I thought his name was Sahi, not Sahid, but so we'll go with Sahid. If you're going on the red line, go to Davis Square and see the man at the concession stand. If you're going on the red line, go to Davis Square and buy some coffee from Sahi. He makes his coffee fresh, his food and treats are great, but you'll never get any if you're very late. So Sahi will try to serve you well, but don't dare be late. But if you make it to the red line, go to Davis Square and try some coffee. It's toffee. It will make your day complete when you buy his food or treats. Don't push anyone behind because his coffee is so divine. Sahid at Davis Square, his coffee stands called the Apati Pan on College Ave and Davis Square Red Light Station.
All right, Scott. That was unique.
Yeah, well, I try to change the words, make it a little
cool.
comical. Yeah.
So, Said makes the best coffee, I guess.
Sahid, he does. It's actually, you know, how I got to know Sahid, because I do some busking in the subway.
Okay.
It started a friendship. I came to him at Davis Square. I was exploring new places to play.
Okay.
And I went up to him in his concession. I said, "Would you like me to write a song about you?" And he said, "Are you one of those musicians that play in the T?" I said, "Yes." And a week later, I came back with it, and he was so happy. He says, "Oh, thank you. I'm going to show my little boy." I forget his name, but anyway, his family was over in Morocco, and then they came. So he was. So I made my way as far as the neighborhood, busker there in Davis Square. Made some friends, and that's a good thing, And I'm glad I could do that for someone, and it was good for me too.
Great. So if I'm ever in Davis Square, then I guess I'd like to try his coffee too.
Oh yeah, it's great.
still
And
makes it?
the A Petite Pan. He thought he
Petite
A
Pan.
Petite Pan because he has this little concession stand and sells everything, and he's quite a great guy.
Lovely.
Very nice.
Very cool. Good stuff.
Thank
Scott, you did a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Especially the one about the tea, because I travel the MBTA all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can really relate to that.